Welcome to Study Session 3, the concept of guidance. Introduction. As an aspect of educational program which is concerned especially with helping the pupil like you to become adjusted to present situation and to plan for your future in line with your interests, abilities and social needs is called guidance. Literally, the word guidance derives its meaning from its root word guide, which means to direct, pilot, manage or steer. To parents and other laypersons, guidance counselor is viewed basically as one who directs or steers children into or away from certain endeavors. In this study session, you'll be introduced to some of the definitions of guidance by different scholars. You will also be introduced to general purpose and basic principles of guidance. Learning outcomes. At the end of this study session, you should be able to 1. Define the meaning of the term guidance. 2. Describe the general purpose of guidance. 3. Describe the principles of guidance. Definition of guidance. Isakin and Ming, 1963, developed a definition of guidance for use with students. In their opinion, guidance is a program of services to individual students provided by teachers and administrators as well as by guidance specialists. According to them, these guidance services are based upon the following: the need of each student and understanding of his immediate environment, peers, teachers, parents, etc., and the effect of these influences on the students and the unique features of each school. The program, according to them, is designed to 1. Help each student adjust to his environment. 2. Develop the ability to set realistic goals for himself. 3. Realize his potential in obtaining these goals. 4. Integrate these new experiences with his concept of self. And 5. Improve the total educational program. Guidance can also be used at 3 levels: as a concept, an educational construct, and as a program. Arbuckle and others, 1966, attempt to point out the distinctions between these 3 usages of guidance. Guidance, when used as a concept, denotes a point of view about helping an individual. As an educational construct, guidance refers to the provision of experiences that help pupils to understand themselves, accept themselves, and live effectively in the society. As a program, guidance refers to procedures and processes organized to achieve certain educational and personal goals. Technically, guidance is defined as a process of helping individuals to understand themselves and their world. This last definition of guidance will be referred to throughout this course. Definition of some terms relating to guidance. Process. A process is any phenomenon which shows continuous change over time. The use of the word process in this definition indicates that guidance involves a series of actions or steps progressing towards a goal. Helping means aiding, assisting, and availing. Guidance and counseling is a helping occupation. Many helping occupations such as psychology, social work, psychiatry, and so forth have as their major purpose the prevention, remediation, and amelioration of human difficulties. Individual. The word individual in the definition refers to pupils in the school setting. More specifically, guidance is the assistance given to normal students, that is, those students who need help with the events and concerns that occur during normal development, such as choosing a career or study habit problems. The phrase "to understand themselves and their world" means that individuals come to know who they are as individuals, that is, they become aware of their personal identity and perceive clearly the nature of their person. They then experience their world, the aggregate of surroundings, and the people with whom they interact more deeply and completely. From the above definitions, guidance can be seen as an umbrella term which refers to all that is done to protect and guide the development of students. It is the help given by one person to another individual or group of people in making choices and adjustments and in solving problems. Purpose of guidance. What is the purpose or goal of guidance? Why is it important to incorporate guidance and counseling programs in schools? The major goal or purpose of guidance is to facilitate the personal development of students. It is assumed that individuals who understand themselves and the world will become more effective, more productive, and happier human beings. They will manage their lives better and become more purposeful about what they want to do. Through guidance services, individuals achieve greater awareness of who they are as well as what they can become. Carl Rogers, 1962, stated that the purpose of most of the helping professions, including guidance and counseling, is to enhance the personal development, the psychological growth towards a socialized maturity of its clients. Darrell Smith, 1974, formulates an objective for the helping professions regardless of their theoretical orientation. It states that the helping professions should provide facilitative experiences for their clients on a passionate, productive, and compassionate continuum. These positive experiences would facilitate the development of persons who are passionate with themselves, accept, enjoy, understand, and disclose the self. They are productive in relating to their external world, efficient, fully functioning, vocationally adjusted, intelligent, creative, socially poised, and attractive and truly effective. They are also compassionate toward others, altruistic, loving, caring, sensitive, genuinely helpful, and effective facilitators of growth. Guidance asserts that schools are responsible for the total personal growth and development of children, and not merely for their intellectual development, nor only for their character development in a narrow training sense. It also stresses the uniqueness and individuality of each child and adds to a new dimension to the idea of education as a promotion of self-fulfillment and self-actualization. From the foregoing, guidance therefore aims at aiding the recipient, client, to grow in his or her independence and ability to be responsible for him or herself. Guidance service is universal. It is not confined to the school or the family alone. It is found in all phases of life, in the home, in business and industry, in government, in social life, and in hospitals. As a matter of fact, it is present where there are people who need help and wherever there are people who desire to help. Basic principles of guidance. What do you understand by the term principle? Principle is a general truth or belief that is used as a base for reasoning or action or for the development of further ideas. The basic principles of guidance, therefore, refer to fundamental truths or doctrines accepted by most authorities as characteristics of the guidance function. These principles establish the parameters or criteria within which guidance operates. They also describe its primary mode of operation and illuminate philosophical assumptions on which it rests. The principles include the following. Principle 1. guidance is concerned primarily and systematically with the personal development of the individual. This principle assumes that it is desirable for individuals to have opportunities to think about the kind of self they are building and have built, and to confront themselves with the meanings they contribute to their experiencing and the consequences of such attributes will have on their own future. Keyhouse explains that the thrust of personal development is for the individual to use systematic personal inquiry to marshal intelligence about the self. Usually, the school's effort centers on intellectual learning. Keyhouse thus recommends that personal development is the primary concern of teachers. The guidance program would then be involved in helping students acquire knowledge of the self and to understand their experiences. Guidance then should be conceptualized as a school's program for enabling students to create meaning in their lives. Principle 2. This principle states that the primary mode by which guidance is conducted lies in individual behavior processes. Since guidance is primarily concerned with personal development, the guidance practitioners should therefore be the personal world of each student. In order to advance students' understanding of their own internal structures, guidance practitioners utilize processes such as personal interviews, counseling relationships, test interpretation sessions, etc. These processes and practices employed by guidance personnel are designed to assist individuals to understand better their subjective states and external social conditions. Through these operations, individuals are assisted to master their experiences, attitudes, and meanings in order to exert control over personal development. Principle 3. The third principle states that guidance is oriented towards cooperation and not compulsion. This implies that the hallmark of guidance is the absence of coercion or pressure. Guidance takes place by the mutual consent of the individual involved. In that case, students cannot be compelled to submit to guidance program. Consent is given either explicitly or implicitly. If unwilling students are referred to guidance personnel, the resentment and resistance usually present must be resolved. Guidance depends on releasing the internal motivation and or unwillingness to change, rather than on external coercion or threat. Duress creates mistrust, not improvement. Principle 4. This principle states that human beings have the capacity for self-development. It assumes that individuals have the capacity for improvement and self-actualization, and that specific behaviors and attitudes influence and are influenced by all areas of the person. Therefore, change in human behavior occurs best through the learner's active involvement. Guidance is based upon recognizing the dignity and worth of individuals as well as their right to choose. Guidance respects and recognizes the fundamental dignity and importance of the individual, the essential equality of human beings, and their need to exercise freedom. Individuals have the right to be treated as unique, recognizing their individual differences. Therefore, in the guidance program, individuals' worth, dignity, and self-respect should be respected. Each individual has self-worth and dignity in their own right. Furthermore, individuals should have maximum opportunity to select their own purposes in life and to choose the means to accomplish these purposes. The core of freedom is self-determination, which involves the power to act positively toward the goal that an individual chooses. Certainly, the freedom to make choices and to act on them is essential to personal development. By using this freedom, The individual develops a sense of responsibility and self-restraint. Principle 6. The last principle states that guidance is a continuous, sequential educational process. This implies that guidance program should begin with the elementary school program, continue throughout education, and be available throughout one's life. The program should be united by a single theme, topic, and it should be integrated into the total school program. All other principles are more likely to hold true if systematic programs operate to facilitate them from the beginning to the end. Summary of study session. In this study session, you have learned that 1. Guidance is the process of helping individuals to understand themselves and their world. The main purpose of guidance is to facilitate the personal development of students. This is because it is assumed that individuals who understand themselves and their world will become more effective, more productive, and happier human beings. 2. The major goal or purpose of guidance is to facilitate the personal development of students. It is assumed that individuals who understand themselves and the world will become more effective, more productive, and happier human beings. They will manage their lives better and become more purposeful about what they want to do. 3. There are 6 basic principles of guidance. We have come to the end of study session 3. Thanks for listening.